I was actually going to look at that today.
What? Controversial?
The Sades website.
Damn.
Okay, we better get
You
intro.
Yeah, you do what you wanna.
No, you drop the intro.
This is the intro. Does that one work for you?
You need like a proper produced
produced.
intro.
The fucking foghorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
drop.
it's actually on my agenda this week to look at making a new intro.
Who made the last one?
I did. I pieced it together, but I used the audio from that talks through it is from a place called Music Radio Collective.
Okay.
So you can type out what you want them to say. What I really want to do is I'll tell you guys off air. But I'll tell you, no one's going to... I don't think there's 25 podcasters listening to what I'm going to do. You can get Bruce Buffer. You pay him, and then he does your intro for you. I think that'd be pretty legit.
That is epic, bro.
That's what I want to do. So, yeah. That's
You
the
can
plan.
also keep it local and get that new
Look,
guy,
and the
Corpse
art-
or
and
something.
That's
the
not
only-
a bad idea, actually, because he's quite funny as well.
His voice is fantastic. That guy did the
Kotso.
EFC Awards.
Kotso Bilal. Ramapolo, I think.
Legit.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Have you guys ever seen that ad of him? It's I think it's a polo ad.
No.
Where it's like at the drive-in and he can't find his car. Fuck, it's cuck funny actually. He's a cool dude. Yeah, you two, couple of road dogs, eh? Been on the road for charity.
Been on the road, bro. The hottest road in history.
Yes,
It was like
there were three of us in the car. The giant chilling in the back. Luckily, was sleeping because I promise you, it might have been the hottest 50 k's I've ever done in my life.
it was 37 degrees and we had no air conditioning.
Whose bright idea was that?
No, but then it got worse. It got worse. They were having like a sandstorm, so we couldn't on the one side of the car you couldn't open up the
Bro,
windows
did you guys drive to Dubai?
it was blowing.
like
It was,
Dubai.
it was like blowing through the car. Like if I opened the window, I couldn't hear Roarke. It was just. So yeah, it was a very unpleasant trip
we
home.
listened to a couple podcasts.
Oh,
No.
we listened to one podcast, the one you sent on the group.
Which one?
The one.
No free advertising here. Right, let's get down to the real talk, guys.
So what did you do while we were gone?
Pretty much the same thing I always do, bro. Just kicked it. Actually, my sister-in-law got married on Saturday, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I still find that a super lame excuse not to come to Durban.
You could have grappled this weekend.
You were like
You could have grappled
yeah,
this week.
like a second person to say that.
He could have grappled Jason.
I know, it would have been fair.
Yeah.
For both of them.
The only
Yeah.
thing is, I literally would have to just stay in one position, flat on my back, and hope for a triangle. My game plan would be pretty flawed.
Ferrier grappled.
Yeah. I was thinking about rolling Justin
That looked-
Ferrier.
That looked
Excruciating.
That looked
I heard,
excruciating.
what did Justin Ferrier tell us to tell this guy?
No, he came off the mat saying that he's the greatest ever and that he wants the belt.
Oh, the submission question.
I'm joking.
I'm going to fucking heel hook his ass.
Not allowed.
Oh, yeah, not in
It will be
not in
allowed.
their
No,
tournament.
that's on-
I'll heel hook him.
But yeah, shout out to
In
those
the
guys
absolute,
for-
I actually entered it and I caught the X. I was like, switch this one up.
Why would they not have heel hooks?
No, I kind of understood it once I got there. You know,
Like,
there was like a wide range of people that competed from brown belts to white belts, all in the same division. So I think they were just nervous that even they allowed toe holds, and even some of the toe holds that we got the guys into, they didn't understand what they were in, and just all of a sudden. So
so
I understood
hang on,
why
hang
they
on.
didn't.
Were you
allow
guys
us.
out there breaking fucking ankles again?
Speak to Roarke.
You bastard.
But yeah, shout out to those guys for hosting an epic tournament. That was a
It
lot of
looked
fun.
really, really cool. That's what I
It
wanted
was
to ask
good.
you guys. Even just from the photos and the stuff, it looked really, really cool. And some nice competitors in it as
What I
well.
liked a lot is that
You could break
well-
kids' ankles.
we'll notice pretty early on that obviously, as usual with competitions here in South Africa, you don't get a lot of entries. So he just did round robin style. So my division was stacked. There was but
Your division could have gone elimination.
yeah, but he ran round robin for them. So I got 5 fights.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Warren got 3 fights. You know, you get a decent amount.
Excluding obviously absolute.
Usually
Yes.
with the 4, my division here,
Yeah, it's
say
straight to like a
submission
semi-final.
quest is 4 oaks. You get 2 rolls. Where it was nice. You had to like actually pace yourself and think about it and roll properly.
Yeah.
And it was in a car dealership, am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
That
like
seems to be happening
was
quite a
in-
bit lately.
CMH. So Justin's got a connection with CMH, and he basically has access to any.
I do apologize sincerely for that.
He has access to all their dealerships to like run events in. So yeah, it was actually awesome because there was ample parking. You couldn't park in the dealership. You had to park out by Gateway, by like a little shopping center next to Gateway. But there was like ample space for people to have seats, and there wasn't a warm-up mat this time, but next time there will be a warm-up mat, and there's actually like a nice little spot for a warm-up mat.
And another thing, some of the guys here in Johannesburg, I'm not speaking about the big tournaments, just get on smooth comp. It makes the whole day a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
can
worked
see who
really
you're
well.
fighting next. You can see what time you're going to be up. Like there's sometimes oaks from here I've heard say things like, they don't like to do smooth comp because then guys see who they're going to fight and then they pull out of the tournament. Like,
Also known as I don't want to pay.
that's just get on smooth
How
comp.
much is it per entry? It's like it's €1 per entry.
Yeah, or you can
Just make the entry like €1 extra.
Yeah, I would pay the extra cash.
What was I remember seeing about what was the entry price for Submission Kings?
250.
250.
That's a nice price. That's
Yeah.
what I was
And the
trying to
medal.
remember.
I
That's
mean,
a
I was
nice
meant to
price.
bring the medals today, but the medals are legit, bro.
Yeah,
They're like
nice.
really nice
And
medals.
like so you guys who won got like your own yellow rashies.
yeah.
I
So
was
the
supposed to get one, but then
so Roarke and myself made the finals of the absolute under 80. So we went to Justin. We went to Justin,
Yeah.
and we were like, cool. Can we just do a walkover?
Yeah.
Like we don't. We're brother-in-laws. We don't really want to roll each other. He's like, I'll disqualify both of you. So we're like,
Justin Fair, what a
we're
legend.
like,
So we
okay.
rolled for it. Warren gave me a free chiropractic session. 'cause my back
Yeah,
forward.
I went body lock pass, and as I like pulled in on it, it just went. I was like, that's for
Felt
free.
great.
I'll
Did you
take
feel-
the
did you
rash
feel
guard. You
better?
take the
It felt a
chiropractic.
lot better actually, especially after.
How cool would it be if you actually went on to fuck him up after that? You were like,
Oh,
I'm so
the-
supple now.
No, that was.
That would have been bad.
Oh, there's a mohoho flying
Yeah, I
in here,
almost
boy.
I almost got tapped out by a 14-year-old in my first absolute match.
And then you broke his ankle, true to style.
No, he was.
Yes, boy, just calm down. It's just like a moth, boy.
Yeah.
It's not a pterodactyl, boy. Take it easy.
Dude,
Nice.
the one time I was probably about 16, and I walked into my parents' garage. The soak's so scared of these things. He's dying inside.
Boy, it doesn't sting. It doesn't. All it does is fly, basically. Basically, all it does is fly. That's all it can do.
I walked into my parents' garage, and I can't remember what I was looking for. I was looking for like a hammer or something, but I couldn't find the light. So I thought, you know what, I kind of know where the hammer is, so I'm gonna walk to the hammer and like just feel around for it. But as I walked in, I didn't realize at the time, but a moth had flown down, and then like I had like baggy pants on, and it flew up my pants. Oh my! I scaled the flipping workstation, like jumped up. I didn't know what it was, bro. I thought it was a rat at first.
Yes, dude, that's my thing. If a rat's in you, I'm gonna throw myself through this window, dude. I don't do rats, bro.
Pick up your daughter and throw her at her.
I don't do rats, dude. No. Rats are fucking way too crafty for my liking.
Oh, me and snakes, bro.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think a snake. I'll tell you a funny story about snakes. My mate was one of those dudes who had like he had literally had what did you say, a snake tank built under his bed, so he slept on top of this thing, and he had like a boa constrictor in there. And then at the other corner of
One
his
house
room,
I'll never visit.
yeah, his other corner of his room, he had like another two of those like cabinet things with like a small boa in there or something. Yes, and it was his birthday or something. His folks had like such a nice house, and Oaks were drinking, the whole day, and then decided to go into his room, and Oaks were now like checking the snakes out and stuff. And my one mate thought it was a good idea. Like everyone was like tapping on the glass and like handling the snake and passing it around, and they put it back. And my one mate was like, "Oh no, he wants to also hold the snake, bro." Opens the sliding door, and that thing just whacks him on the nose, but bang,
Like bites him.
bites him.
Oh
dude.
shit!
So like luckily he was quite quick. So as it came, he like grabbed it and pulled, but they were literally pulling teeth out of the soak's face for like 2 weeks, dude. He like calls my wife. He's like, please. His whole face was just like covered in blood, dude.
Oh
I was like,
goodness.
and my mate who owns a snake before that was like bringing the snake around. But I had a fork in my hand. I was like, dude, I'll stab you or that snake. Don't bring it near me. And the oaks are all like, oh, you're being ridiculous. I'm like, dude, like this thing is gonna get fucking irritated. They're like, no, it's fine, it's tame. Like 5 minutes later, my mate gets yacked on the nose.
Oh
dude.
my goodness.
That's why you won't see me near fucking snakes.
No, bro. No. I genuinely don't visit houses with snakes in it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
little storm rolling in here.
I'm gonna take my feet off the metal bars of this table.
So boy, you feeling a bit paranoid today. You scared of a moth. You worry about lightning. What's happening, boy?
Good.
You got pot, son.
Did you watch the fights this weekend?
I did indeed, sir. I did indeed. I'm a big fan of Dominic Reyes, bro, so I think I was super stoked. I think my picks were going pretty decent until I remembered Jeremy Stevens had zero ability to absorb body kicks.
But how good was Yair?
Oh, dude, he looked insane. It was quite funny because remember my initial pick was Yair Rodriguez, and I thought I thought Jeremy Stevens is the kind of guy like vibrate on animosity. I was like, this is the kind of fight that he wants. Now that there's a little bit extra involved here, he's gonna come like all guns blazing. And I think he did. I thought it was like a decent first round. I'm trying to remember the first round. I think he got dropped late in the first round, or he took that big body kick and
that combo that Yair threw with the leg kick.
Yeah,
I can't remember the exact combo, but I think he threw like a cross leg kick, body kick, and then he like dropped him. Like
yeah,
that was unbelievable, bro.
Dude, he's so intense. I also like I've been watching quite a bit lately where like guys will throw almost like a throwaway backhand and then follow up with the same side head kick kind of thing, or like body kick,
Yeah.
He's so good at doing that, and it's such a nightmare to defend, I reckon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like I think he did it once or twice. He would throw like the backhand and like quite high, like a looping backhand. And as you pull your guard up, we'll sneak in like the same side body kick, dude. Oh, it's so vicious.
When was his last loss?
Yeah, Rodriguez was
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So he's on a bit of a tear now, hey?
Yeah, well, he's laying down the gauntlet, but I mean, bro, that division's actually quite deep.
Yeah, it's
super deep. I think you've got Sharipov, what's his name?
Magomed Sharipov.
He's fighting in Moscow. Same card as champion Dalcha. Who's he fighting? I want to say Kelvin Cater, whatever his name is.
So he beat BJ. Hold on. So he lost to Frankie, beat BJ 2018. He beat Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
2019. He beat Stevens. But that Korean Zombie fight was super
that was
close.
Remember, he threw that like dying
back elbow,
second back elbow like that. But also, he had all that cock with the UFC. Like, they were cutting him and then...
Well, he didn't want to fight Magomed Sharipov, so they cut him.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, that cost him a lot of time, he was sidelined for quite a while. But, yeah, dude, I like that kid. I like his style. That's almost like the new generation MMA fighter that you want to be looking out for, the guys that mix. I think Frankie Edgar just showed like any decent wrestler is just going to give him a horrible time. Well, then, we don't know what he's like now. I think if he had to fight Frankie Edgar now, even it would be a completely different fight. I think he's learning how to keep that distance with these kicks and keep guys at range there,
Yeah.
He's got a speed advantage probably over anybody in that division. So, yeah.
What did you think of the Greg Hardy incident?
Oh, dude. I don't know, but my boy, the Combat Wombat, bro. What a legend, eh? Fucking fight name of the year for sure. Ben Sausage.
He's got a powerful mullet as well.
Yeah, dude. Almighty mullet. I mean, obviously, he was brought in to lose, but all respect to him, I think he did way better than I think most thought he was going to do. I was sitting watching, I was like, this is like a poor man's Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. Yeah, dude, I can't get on board with Greg Hardy, dude. I just can't. Like, his fight style is
the problem is he doesn't win you over with the way he fights.
Yeah.
And he doesn't win you over with his personality. So now, like, what's left, And he does weird shit all the time.
Yeah, he's super weird, bro.
He got
like, there's just
the
always
DQ,
controversy, bro.
Like the DQ, and then, like, now the no contest. You're like, why is the UFC pushing this guy so hard? And he's not, like, a fan favorite, like, in America. Because, I mean, he had all that, like, all those battery charges, domestic abuse, like...
Yeah.
I mean, he's like...
Oh, here comes R. Kelly. I think the actual like controversy that he brings actually sells tickets. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. I think people want to tune in just to see him, and they're just going like hard in the
But I
paint. They're
remember
just
like there
cool,
were
let's
there were
stick to it.
guys that who were in the UFC. I think his name was Will Chope, if I'm not mistaken. He was from Phuket Top Team. And, he made it to the UFC, and then they found out that he had battery charges from like 10 years ago or like 5 years ago, and he had a dishonorable discharge from the military. And they're like, cool, they cut him. That was it.
Yeah.
That was in the story. But like this guy's got a heavily detailed past, and they're really putting a lot behind him to get him to become a superstar.
It is weird. Look, I think at times, obviously, I mean, there's guys that are a little bit closer to Dana, and I feel like some guys related to that get pushed a bit, you know. But I don't know, man. I guess he sells pay-per-views, I reckon.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, this dude's always on the main card as well. It's not even like they built him through the prelims, you know. It's like that shock factor kind of thing. But, yeah,
But this
I can't get on board with
was
him,
this
dude.
just live on ESPN? Hey?
Yeah, this was just
In
a
the
normal
States.
fight night.
Yeah.
Waston. But yeah, the inhaler thing, bro. I listened to quite a bit of stuff about it today, and it seemed quite... There's actually a video clip of him asking the commissioner...
Yeah.
Can
he use it?
And the commission, and he's like, "Yeah, it's USADA approved," and then kind of like just hits it before this dude even responds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sorry, guys, it's sounding a bit weird. There's a bit of a storm happening here, but we'll survive. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really like wait for the answer. He just kind of does it, but he's asthmatic at the same time, so it's not like it's something new. It should be in all of his testing protocols and stuff.
Yeah, so it's illegal to take between rounds.
Yeah.
You can use it before you walk out, I think.
Yeah.
You can use it after the fight, but you can't use it between rounds.
Which
It was like that oxygen thing that they used the one time, like years ago when they first went to like very high altitude, and some of the guys got clever and they tried to use these oxygen like
pumps, yeah.
yeah, it was like just a quick pure oxygen thing that they were taking, and the Oaks were like, that is completely illegal. Stop it. Like,
We should hope so.
so I mean, yeah, I mean the people around him should have known better.
Yeah.
You know?
So Dana White went quite hard at Din Thomas, and he was like,
Oh,
"You
yeah,
should
because he would have
know.
been in his camp. Yeah.
You should know these things." But the thing is, like, there's two sides to look at that. I mean, from like without like a commission perspective, is that whole thing will give you an advantage because your chest is closing, but at the same time, like, you could die from an asthma attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he
Not
was
die, but
pretty.
I
He
mean,
was
like,
pretty.
You know what I mean? But like, also, if he took that thing and all of a sudden just went like full on Godzilla and just murked, like, you'd be like, what is in that inhaler? Where can I get it?
Well, I love how he doesn't have like regular asthma. He has
Yeah.
sports-induced asthma.
Don't
That's
we,
what I feel
don't
like
we
I've
all,
got.
bro? Don't we all? Don't we all have that?
I want to get sports-induced asthma. before the next competition.
Just like coming, bro. Just get all
Oh,
Bane on
man.
his ass. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I can't get on board with Greg Hardy, bro. But at the end of the day, every time he fights, I'm making sure I'm watching in hopes that he's been sparked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the whole.
He's
kind
the
of
ultimate
thing.
heel.
Yeah,
He's the what is that guy from UFC?
Bahati.
He's the Yannick Bahati of the UFC.
Just maybe Yannick's maybe got a few less domestic charges. I'd say.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love seeing Joe Lawson back.
Dude,
I love
he's
that guy,
like
bro.
he's actually like an animal, but he's one scary individual. Eh?
Yes, I love that
yes,
guy.
he got it done quickly, eh?
Yeah,
Mm.
he's a murderer.
Beast, dude.
And then Dana's like, "Oh, I definitely want him to retire." You're like, I just want to see more of this. Like, whenever he fights, it's epic. Do you ever remember that fight that he had with
Jim Miller, dude.
Oh my goodness, that fight was unbelievable.
I also
Possibly one of
love
the-
Jim Miller, dude.
Possibly my favorite fights in MMA history, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that fight was unbelievable. But yeah, Jim Miller's also savage. Jim Miller's got the
He's a
most
beast, dude.
wins in lightweight UFC
Yeah,
lightweight
yeah.
history.
Yeah.
He's on like 19 wins, but never even been close to a title.
Bro, look at that. What does his record say, Rourke? 20?
28 and 15,
Yes.
and a large majority of that's in the UFC.
That's a career, eh? Yeah, what a beast.
how those ears?
Yeah, dude. Listen.
Have you ever seen that video of him fighting his brother Dan in the
No.
yard?
No.
You know, Dan Lawson was also in the UFC.
Mm.
And then there's one where they put on gloves and they like literally beat the shit out of each other in their backyard at a braai, at like
As
a
brothers
barbecue.
do, eh? Yes, dude. Is that a Tough time, eh?
So he lost to
3 in a row. Stevie Ray.
and that Marcin Held fight. That was like
Clay Guida, dude. I remember that fight. That wasn't so long ago, actually.
that Marcin Held fight was probably a lot of people would have scored it in Marcin's favor.
Jamila.
I think
Diego Sanchez.
Joe Lawson even came out afterwards and said, "I felt like I lost that fight."
Yes, dude. Consistently inconsistent, eh?
Yeah.
Cheapers, dude.
But I mean,
go back to his.
He
see if
beat
you can see-
Chiesa, Takanori Gomi, Diego Sanchez.
Jeez, Mark Chiesa.
Scroll
bro.
down.
Mark Chiesa must be monstrous next to Joe Lawson, bro.
Hold on, slowly,
Trustees,
China.
the UFC.
Jamie Varner,
Anthony
Malvin
Pettis.
Gillard, Kurt Warburton. He became the Cage Warriors champion post UFC.
Dude, I saw a thing. Cage Warriors today signed their UFC signed some heavyweight from Cage Warriors who had some heavy knockout over the weekend. It's the 94th athlete they've signed from Cage Warriors.
It's madness, bro.
It's crazy, eh? Boy,
And
just go
and you
back
know-
down there. What was the first UFC event he featured on?
And it was
We were
defunct
close,
for a
eh?
while,
Up a
eh?
bit. Up a bit.
63.
63, dude.
Yes.
Still doing the damn thing, bro.
Before fight nights, bro.
Whoa, you go watch put on UFC 63. It's not even in. I don't even think it's in color, bro. It's so
Yeah.
old.
But remember, I think he had his debut in the UFC, and then he won his debut, and then because he beat Jens Pulver. Then he went on the season where Jens Pulver was the
season
coach.
5, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's What's that? Season 5 finale.
yeah.
Awesome. What was the other fights? Oh yeah, Macy Barber. Looking good. Nice little prospect there. And what was the opening fight of the main card?
When was Meatball Molly? Was she in the undercard?
No. Oh, hello, Thunder. Where's the card?
I'm trying, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Macy Barber.
Middleweight.
Oh yeah, Darren Wynn. Yes, dude. I don't
Haven't
know.
watched that
Not
fight.
the fight I thought it was going to be. Do you remember this kid, Darren Wynn? He debuted on the same night as Dolce, but he missed weight, bro, for middleweight. But he's so short. You know what I mean? Like, why do you say that? He can't fight at 205. There's no
Yeah.
way, dude. He has to.
How far out are we from Dolce's Russia card?
9th of November
Soon, eh?
on the main card, dude. It should be on the UFC website. Yeah, bro. This Magomed Ankalev says, I don't know too much about which Magomed this is exactly, but bro, I think to fight any sort of Russian in Russia. But don't you think? What do you think about Champion Dolce's like fight style for the Russian style wrestling?
I don't know, man. I think Stuart Austin grappled him pretty hard, like in that first round. Got to the mount, did his thing. So I don't know. That was also a while
I'm
ago.
seeing Russian. I'm seeing gold.
I'm seeing a national jersey there.
Yeah, I'm seeing Russian. I'm seeing gold.
That's already a problem.
Jeez, 11-1, dude.
Who did you lose to? Paul Craig, though.
Mm.
Oh,
The triangle in the
that
last
was
second.
the last second triangle.
Yeah.
That was the Hail Mary. He was getting an absolute hiding.
Paul Craig was catching a beating, bro. So let's see. He lost to Paul Craig. He beat. Who did he beat next?
Marcin Procino.
Whoever that is.
TKO,
Prochnia.
head kick and punches.
Kitson Abreu. But he's
Ooh,
also got a
that
win
sounds
over
familiar,
Wagner
actually.
Prado, which is a decent win. And then no one else that I don't know.
But
Like
again, bro,
19
like,
those
where's this
names.
dude fighting? WFCA. Boy,
The Russian MMA union.
can we see what he was winning gold for Russia besides probably wrestling? But
Is there a
let's-
Wikipedia page for him? There we go. Magomed Ankalaev.
That's how you know. That's how you know you've made it when you've got a wiki going.
Oh, did you see someone change Dominic Cruz's birthday on Wikipedia? And then Ariel phoned him live on the thing and sang happy birthday. And Dominic was like, Ariel, it's not my birthday, bro. You wished me in March. And he's like, no, but your Wikipedia page is... He's like, yeah, someone pranked you and changed my Wikipedia page birthday.
That's awesome.
Might need... Click on that mouse for me over there. Okay, there we got it.
Early life. I love these things. Eh? Does it say?
Was also named the
Rush.
2015 Mixed Martial Artist of Russia by the Russian MMA Federation. That's
Hmm.
pretty decent.
Rourke, where's
Became
that,
Russian and world champion in amateur MMA. So it must have been AMF.
Jeez, how zoom do you want it?
Wow, China. Do you
Okay.
need some glasses?
Just sort it out. I can never see. I'm just going to start looking here at what's happening. Hope
So
you guys enjoyed
you must
the
have won at
screen.
AMF.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Oh no, but look there. It says Amateur World MMA Union. What is that?
World Amateur MMA Champion.
Kind of sounds like the World Series of baseball. This is the World Series, but only America's going
I
to
actually
compete.
found out the other day, World Series doesn't come from the fact that it's a world championship. The original sponsor of the tournament was World Series. The company name was called the World Series.
But now you get World Series everything. World Series of poker, only ever in Las
Maybe the
Vegas.
same company sponsored all of them. I don't know, jeez.
World Series of Fighting.
That's a good that's a good promotion name.
It exists.
Oh, balls.
WSOF. boy. No, I don't
that's
think
the
it
PSL
doesn't.
now.
It
That's
doesn't
the
exist
Professional
anymore.
Fighters
Yeah,
PFL.
those dudes were always like in financial problems. It's pretty interesting.
But don't
They
they say that?
sponsor those-
Don't they say that affiliation that amateur promotions can be part of the WSOF Global?
All I know is they were speaking to Grant Olaf, and then all of a sudden they were gone.
I love it. Just drops names and then.
This looks looking for a fight today.
No, I'm not. I'm just throwing a little bit of shade.
Yeah.
I'm on a no fight. I'm going on like a no fight sabbatical.
This is like your compliments weeks.
Yeah.
awesome.
So we used to like shit on Rourke so much. We used to have to like dedicate days in the
Cuddle
month.
days.
Days in the month where we wouldn't say anything bad to him.
Cuddle days.
And then he would get so upset because it just was so abnormal.
Felt too weird. Yeah.
Even with Logan this weekend, we like beat up on him so much, and then we're like, we're gonna be nice to you today. And he was like, I'm not sure about this.
I'm just trying to think. Boy, you know what I wanted to see? That email from the UFC that came through today. There was something about a new promo. Just go to YouTube. Just go to the UFC page.
Okay, I
No,
wasn't
don't
gonna go
open
to
the
your
email.
Gmail.
Please don't do that.
Oh, yeah,
Just
where
go
you
to go down to subscriptions there.
UFC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we on this podcast we're all about the real conversations.
The real conversations. I must add that in our bio. Just click videos. I suppose I could just take the mouse and do it. Eh?
Take the reins.
Grab the mouse.
Oh, my ass cream. I can't wait for that, bro.
Bro, 3 minutes we could watch
How
that.
great is that graphic, hey?
Which one?
The My Askren
Yeah.
one. It's so good.
They're
looking.
getting way better at the
Just
poster
it-
thing.
this is it's only 30
Even
seconds.
actually, that's looking at on the EFC page the other day. The graphics for the next coming one is awesome. The colors are awesome.
We can for sure turn this up. Cool. You do you, internet.
Isn't this gonna hit you on YouTube though?
Oh.
Because it's gonna show on the screen, yeah.
Well, now that you pointed it out for them.
It's a cool promo, hey? It's like Miami Vice style Grand Theft Auto graphics.
It's cool, eh?
You know what would be the big fight to make after this, right? Nate Diaz beats this guy. I'm not saying he is going to, but beats this guy, and then they do McGregor Diaz 3.
That's a good promo, bro.
You can't fight a guy facing rape allegations, bro. Second
Again?
one. Again, dude.
And the last chick that accused him had a photo of him and her in the bathroom.
Yeah, and this one's from like, bro, let's try find it. Check out MMA Fighting maybe, or MMA Junkie. Yeah, dude. Another one. Second case. And apparently he's on his way to Russia for a press conference.
Yeah, the press. What are we on? It's Tuesday today. Thursday, he's having that press conference. But they said it's got something to do with him taking Proper 12 to Russia. They've just launched it there.
Fair enough.
Because I know him and Dana aren't too friendly at the moment.
Yeah, because Dana's kind of like ushering him out, which I think is the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, he's not relevant, bro. That's the reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just
What
not
has he
relevant.
done?
And you've got to understand as well
I mean,
now
what has he
that
done? Like double champ. Like what a dick.
yeah.
But again, you know what? He took the okay. This is like I'd take nothing away from his accomplishments, but he took like the easiest route to get there. You know, his interim title he beat. He beat
to
Chad
beat
Mendes.
any champion in the UFC, regardless of whether it was Eddie Alvarez
yeah, I mean
or
Eddie Alvarez,
The
Jose Aldo, Chad Mendes,
Jose
he's beaten
Aldo-
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, Dustin
Dustin
Poirier.
Poirier.
Jeez, bro, he definitely took the easy road.
See,
eh?
that seems way too easy, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
start it
he
again.
beat
Let's run it back from the beginning.
He beat them out
Let's give him some hard ones.
when they weren't in their primes yet. He beat.
Neither was he, bro. What are you talking about? He didn't just arrive in his prime, dog. You know, he had to face other dudes first as well. They were all like the same age in the
Okay.
same place.
Not easiest route, but he never backed it up.
Boy, you've been sipping on
Did
that
he didn't
haterade.
defend a title, did he?
No.
No, but I wouldn't. People are so like hung up on guys defending titles. Who gives a shit? He won the title. That was
Listen,
the end
Rourke.
of the thing.
Listen, Rourke, are you saying that Temba Garimbo took the easy way out because Drickus just gave up his title? He didn't defend his title. Does that make Drickus Conor McGregor?
No. Okay,
Like,
fine.
I-
I agree. I like Conor McGregor.
But just
I
back,
like Conor
back to this
McGregor.
defending your title thing. Like, only, when people say only a true champion, you're only a true champion once you defended your title. I don't think that's true even in the slightest.
Yeah. I'm
I
with
think
you.
once you've won the title, you were the true champion, bro.
Yeah. You
At
just
that
become a
moment in
better
time, you
champion.
were the
Yeah.
greatest in that division.
Okay, I will admit I'm not a big fan. Maybe that's why I'm a bit.
No, dude. Like to be
biased
honest,
in-
I was a big fan, but like, dude, I'm more interested in guys that are fighting, not people that are beating
Okay, I
old
don't
men.
think he's gonna be able to beat any of the top dudes in the lightweight division.
In fairness,
now.
though, like the whole way through that run, you would get you get Jose Aldo, you're like, definitely not going to beat Jose.
Yeah.
Even when you fought Poirier, you're like, definitely not going to beat Poirier. Then you're like, when you fight Eddie, definitely not going to beat Eddie. And
Let's
then like
not
you just
mention Diaz as well.
yeah.
That's
do
our
you
point.
think
Rourke.
he'd beat? Okay, if we run it back to when that happened, do you think he would have beaten Jose Aldo in the rematch?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I think you would beat
All,
Jose Aldo.
all I
again.
do know is that he did beat Jose Aldo in 14 seconds. And like Conor's got this personality and this career that like there's moments when you think you love the guy and there's moments where you like just so upset with like what he does, you know? But
I think he made me upset when he beat Chad Mendes.
yeah, like even when the Chad Mendes fight, even on 2 weeks' notice, everyone was like, "You're not going to beat Chad Mendes. He's going to wrestle your face off." But then he finds a way to beat Chad Mendes, you know?
Yeah, Chad gassed hard in that fight.
Yeah, but he also ate like 6 or 7 body shots, bro.
But he also gassed hard.
I don't think Chad Mendes was too upset. Like $500,000 for 2 weeks' notice, and
Where's
he
Chad Mendes been? He came back after that.
retired.
He's retired.
No.
Yeah, he's
Damn.
got that hunting.
He's just
thing.
hunting, bro.
See,
Fins and feathers or something
He
like that.
I think he beat Aldo that second time round.
Oh yeah,
Remember
and
he
it was
got
super
dropped-
controversial
he
because
got dropped
he
in
pulled
after
the first fight they did. He pulled Aldo off the cage, and Aldo grabbed the fence and pulled himself back to the cage, turned around and knocked him and dropped him. Remember?
And then the second fight, he dropped him after the bell, and it was
Yeah.
like long after the bell.
Yeah.
Turned around and uppercutted him into the. I don't know if it was an uppercut, but dropped him dead on the floor.
There's like a couple of those guys that were like world champion material, but just couldn't like break the world championship curse. You know, like you think about Carlos Condit. Like I don't think you can get closer to winning a world title without winning a world title.
What about Wonderboy? There was that fight with
Woodley.
Twice.
That's gotta suck.
See that, bro? Gardain, Crown and Dublin are investigating the alleged sexual assault of a woman in her 20s that occurred on Friday, the 11th of October 2019 at approximately 9 p.m. in Drinach Road, Dublin. Whatever, read the statement to the MMA fighting. Investigations are ongoing and no arrests at this time. Owing to the nature of the investigation, we will not be commenting further at this time.
You know, but like also he's like one of the most famous people in the world. I'm sure these weird allegations crawl out of the woodworks everywhere, bro. I'm
Yeah,
not saying he didn't do it, but
Yeah,
I'm not saying
Yeah.
like until there's like
didn't
actual.
Jose Aldo also have like a few guys have had like weird things that look. I think with these kind of things you can't really judge until the whole truth comes up. But the last one
Yeah.
just disappeared.
Yeah,
Just went quiet, which makes you think somebody got paid.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that highlight video of all the guys getting dropped by Conor's left, and then the video of the old dude sitting at the bar, just taking it on the chin?
And Karen,
No, but for sure, try find it so we can see. That'd be epic. But yeah, dude, I don't know, bro. I don't really care. There's especially in like the lightweight division and welterweight division where he's been tankering around. There's so much other cool stuff happening. You know what I mean? Like McGregor's not missed, and you got to remember as well the way the UFC ESPN model works. It doesn't matter. They don't have to reach the numbers. You know what I mean? Like they will make more money, but like they don't have to do it.
I suppose for the sustainability of that contract, though, they kind of need to still reach the numbers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just like the pressure's not on.
Someone asked me the other day if I knew what sort of numbers the UFC was doing on SuperSport, and I have a small inkling of what I think it's doing.
The UFC, yeah.
But it's an interesting question because I mean remember not the stats that came out now, the stats that came out before about EFC. It seemed that the EFC numbers on SuperSport weren't that great, but they were big on SABC.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's topping like the big problem here is the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're recording live views or like the replay, PVR. I don't know how those things will come into consideration because you gotta understand that the amount of people waking up at 4 a.m. to watch UFC in South Africa is very minimal.
Yeah, but you know, I'd like to see the numbers, but I'd also like to see the numbers of other sports
compared,
and then like do a comparison of what's going on.
Be
because
to see.
I mean, you guaranteed that rugby, cricket, soccer are going to do crazy numbers in South Africa.
Well, not cricket at the moment, boy. Shit.
When do we catch a 3-0 hiding?
We thank God the World Cup's on, so people aren't watching that embarrassment.
I don't watch rugby.
What's Champion? Oh, Champion did an interview with SuperSport. It sucks that their stuff only goes online. Like it doesn't go on TV. Chris, play there. I don't know what will happen. I mean, sorry, SuperSport. Please don't kick us off YouTube. I'm super excited about this fight, dude. There's.
I hope Champion starches and like he starched Alan Buddha.
Loving that epic slow-mo. Or is it the internet? Do you reckon? Nice. Do you reckon his Muay Thai will just become ridiculous one day?
I hope so.
Oh, the fight with him versus Drickus would have been epic.
Oh, dude. How crazy would that have been? It's yes, that's an interesting matchup, eh? What do you reckon?
That's one head kick you don't want to be catching.
What do you reckon a left head kick feels like from Champion Dolce?
Remember when Oaks used to beg not to spar Lane? Imagine what it's like at this gym. Please, coach, don't put me there. Don't put me.
Roarke, you have to spar Dolce. That's cool. Retired.
I dig to roll with Dolce just to feel what his pressure feels like. I reckon it's horrible.
I was watching him throw some oak around the hexagon the other day in the judo gi, and I was like, I don't feel like
speaking of. Yeah, you can stop this, boy, before kick us off YouTube. That's on SuperSport if anybody wants to carry on watching. But I reckon, yes, dude. Was this fight short notice? It wasn't really, eh? Or was it?
No, it feels like it's been around for at least 5 or 6 weeks.
But you've got to imagine going to fight a Russian in Moscow is going to be it's going to be hectic. But I don't think champions are kind
Don
of
fighting a Russian in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. We thought, oh, that's hectic.
Yeah.
Now Russian in Russia
on the mothership, dude. Yeah. Holy well.
It would have been amazing if Conor did that little press conference just before the Russia card.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
That's what I thought was going on. Just to go like cause chaos. Yeah, but I don't know, bro. Champions, I don't think he's the kind of guy who gets phased by that sort of stuff. Could be
Khabib's
rapist and a welcome in Moscow. Bro, did you see the spat going on between Israel Adesanya and John Jones?
And John Jones, yeah.
Feeling cute might go crash into a pregnant lady. What? Jeepers, dude.
You know, Israel has no filter, huh?
Yes, that was intense.
They're doing well at getting a fight going, though.
Yeah, definitely. You think it'll happen? I don't know. I think
I'd
it
love to
might.
see how big John Jones is in comparison
Next to
to
him,
Israel.
A lot of people seem to think that the size is he's just too big.
Yeah, John's massive.
Yeah,
bro.
he's a beast, bro. He's talking about heavyweight, but this looks like a skinny middleweight.
But for sure, he's had the best walkout in UFC history.
Bro, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Man, I usually think BJ Penn's walkout with that Hawaiian music playing, and then like he walks out. I thought you think that was amazing.
Check his profile picture on
That's
Twitter.
so good, bro.
That's awesome. I don't know where it was. I think it was on here, or he posted on Instagram.
Have there been any USADA WADA pops lately?
USADA or
USADA, because if you go on the USADA website, like a large majority of the court athletes are MMA athletes, eh?
USADA.
They've got like a whole portal just on their website for the UFC program.
Golden Snitch.
Yeah.
Be out there wrecking fools. I wonder what's happening with Sean O'Malley, because he was also having this pulsing.
Yeah.
Pulsing was just popping up, you know?
All those oaks are on Psalms now, bro. It's results.
This test, I reckon this website.
There should be like a sanctioned list at no, that's just like their protocols. There's like a sanctions list.
UFC athlete test history.
Yeah. UFC sanctions.
UFC sanctions,
View the
that's the one.
list.
Yeah, left.
Sorry, I clicked it.
Booyah.
Let's see who's popped lately.
Because it's weird now. Like if they don't have to announce it, hey,
Yeah.
which is quite hectic.
18th of October. John.
Is this
John
all
Allen.
UFC?
Yeah, this is the UFC list.
David Branch.
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that.
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
that
And then
one.
they cut him same time. Stanizol.
Melissa Rigona.
Dmitry Smolikov. He fought recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't he the dude who fought Greg Hardy?
Yeah, it was.
It is him, eh? The dude was like
CB
50.
Dollaway. Oh no.
Yeah, that's old news as well.
Yeah.
Lots of Russians. I'm not saying it is.
Oh, but some of them
What
are
are you
just
saying, bro?
cannabinoids.
What are you saying? What cannabinoids? That's done now. It's legal now, isn't it?
No, that guy just got suspended now. 6 months. Cannabinoids.
I suppose it's different.
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
Carlos. I panicked for a second.
Carlos Costa. Paulo Costa.
Yeah, that's Paulo
Yeah,
Costa.
that was the 6 month one.
Were
Amari,
there two people?
Nico Montagna.
You see, this is my problem here.
Augusta-
Just stop here.
It's a
bro.
little bit suspicious that a couple of those folks are from the same camp. Augusta Menez, Sean O'Malley, caught for the same thing.
And Marvin Vittori, also the same thing.
Is it? Same
Also,
camp.
I wonder if they're also just pulsing. No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
You know, the second you make excuses, say not taking anything, but two other dudes are popping for the same thing, that kind of
The
tells
problem
a
is
story.
that Osterin is commonly found in over-the-counter supplements. It's not. They should be banned because it is their responsibility. But at the same time, that's why they got 6 months suspensions.
A lot of stanozol. Whenever it's a Russian, it's stanozol or what's the other one?
Maybek Tyson.
Balderone.
That's actually a. How do you only get 6 months for stanozol?
I think you know.
And then guys get 4
The
year
fourth-
bans here. just
Bro,
like-
that's
Yo, I think 4-year bans are crazy, bro.
but that is a 6 months for stanozol.
Okay,
It's
let
hard
me
steroids,
let me elaborate on that. I think 4-year bans in South Africa is crazy if the rest of the world's getting 2-year bans.
Yeah.
Either everyone must be 4 years or everyone must be 2 years. But the fact that South Africans are getting more punished than
No, but
international
you know why
athletes.
that's happening, bro. You know how that happens. So the minute you go to arbitration, they give you 4 years, and then you've got to mitigate to bring it down. All of these dudes have obviously done some sort of homework. The way I've come to understand it is that, like, if you go to arbitration with SAIDs, if you just like try and show that you try to be diligent, they reduce it. You know what I mean? You've got to have mitigating circumstances.
But I mean, look at TJ. TJ got a 2-year suspension, and he admitted that he knowingly went and injected himself.
Yeah, but you
with
see
EPO.
that like straight off the bat, willingness to like correspond with them and stuff and be honest about it might have reduced that sentence.
So the way I understand it is that each governing body, we're not talking like the MMA governing body,
Yeah.
but like the prohibited substances governing body or whatever, doping body, they have their own protocols on like
Yeah.
suspensions, and that SAID's protocol is 4-year suspensions,
Difference,
and their protocol is 2-year suspensions for a guilty verdict. So like Marcel didn't object to his finding,
yeah.
so he was very cooperative in the process. Still got 4 years.
Fair enough. Marcel was also on a lot of sources.
At least he owned it though. Like, I mean, that's like the main
100%.
thing.
Respect it, bro. I mean, obviously, he was also only getting pulled in for one and done. I think he knew that, bro.
Yeah,
He's like, well, they're going to pop me and ban me for 4 years, but I'm done anyway,
yeah.
you know? So, that is what it is. Speaking of, geez, look at that dude, bro.
Are you gonna do the SAIDs?
Jennifer Meyer. Good lordy.
Everything, but only
Good
6 months.
Lordy, Jennifer.
Only 6 months.
Jeepers. Seeing a
TSC.
What's that?
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Bradley Scott. 2 years, bro. So cocaine's worse than... sorry.
sorry.
I do apologize again for that horrible noise. But so I'm starting to see a couple of names trickle in for EFC 83.
I went to the website the other day. I didn't see anything.
Still haven't posted anything.
How's this for?
So I saw Wade Cuspe's got a fight. I know
Devin Crenier just put out something today as well.
How's
Saxon's got a fight.
Saxon hasn't put anything out yet, but you guys have said it a few times, so it's
No, he was showing that he's in preparation for a fight.
he's getting ready. Yeah, I don't
And
know,
the
bro. I don't
EFC
know. You guys.
and the EFC reposted it.
What I wanted to say to you, I'm a little bit disappointed in the EFC. I have to be honest.
With
This, like the card timing, you know what I mean? Like I thought that it was going to be with such a nice timing gap, and you knew it was coming for so long. I would have hoped that they had gotten a lot of this stuff done and dusted already. You know what I mean? Like end of the year with a bang kind of thing. You know, I mean, obviously we don't know. There's factors going on behind the scenes that I'm sure we don't know. But I would have loved to have seen that card already decked out, packed and ready to go.
Well, let's hope that maybe like next week they'll do like a big upgrade of the card.
Yeah,
You know? We should also just check the UFC card for the same weekend as the EFC. See how many fights have been booked already.
For the UFC.
Yeah, it will be a
full card, bro.
for
Done and
December
dusted.
already.
I'm telling you. No, just kidding. What's the date? December 14th.
Yeah.
Because there's a card early in December as well, eh?
Have you heard of any South Africans on the Brave card yet?
The new one coming.
Yeah.
What have I heard?
I heard provided no injuries, Dan Shield will do a quick turnaround.
Yeah, Dan Shield. I think Steven Gonzalez should be there as well. Same sort of scenario. He's fighting in November as well.
Yeah.
Who else is on their books?
Mr. Hanekom.
Yeah, Chad.
Our friend Mzwandile.
Zondile.
Mark Hume? No.
Mark Hume looks like he's going to fight at ACA. He keeps posting
Oh
things
yeah, I
about
saw that thing
ACA.
about Russia. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's going there.
So what, November,
December
December 8th, December 15th. Usman Covington.
Well, look how decked this card is, I'm telling you. That's a great fight, eh? Who else is on their books? Dimitri Fogg.
Yeah, there has been indication that he's fighting. I heard Martin Beer's fighting. He's out of contract. I heard I heard not from any credible sources, but I heard Bunmi's trying to get on that card.
I would hope to see Bunmi on that card.
But once again, no credible
Is
sources
she
on that.
contracted to the EFC still? Do you know? Dude, look
I
at this
don't know,
card.
bro.
Oh my soul!
That's already. Oh my goodness, that's a great start.
this just go.
Ben Sorden's Matt Brown. Jeez, like it.
Jessica Viviana Rougeau.
I love Kai Kara France,
that's
bro.
a cracking fight. Punahele.
Punahele
Okay.
Soriano.
Okay, so it's not completely decked, but you've got a hell of a main card already. Usman
Yeah.
versus Covington. Holloway. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Bro. I wasn't
d-
reading that. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Why don't you just hang back there, Rock?
Max Holloway, Volkanovski, Nunes versus the random. That's three. Is that 3 title fights?
Yeah.
My man. And then, Rock. How mature.
He wants to see more down the list.
Matt Brown, Ben Saunders. That would probably also be main card. Maybe that might be a prelim headliner.
It's a nice little fight.
So look, bro, if you want to look at which events you want to go to, like, you can already make up your mind here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I suppose for the EFC, for the landscape of MMA South Africa, you could do the same. Because, I mean, Drickus versus Lazar, you're like, cool, I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
I don't care who else is
Oh,
on
I'm
there.
so excited for that card, bro. I'm so excited.
In
for
that respect, I guess they've done a good enough job.
Yeah.
But I would have just loved to. In my head, this is the problem with having preconceived notions. In my head, I was like, we were going to have this card sorted out quickly and early, and it's going to be like a good way to punt it. You know what I mean? We're going to have a nice opportunity to really give it a crack.
Oh, yeah,
I was
Wake
hoping to
Space
have
on
had-
that card.
Yeah, I would have liked to have had like a press conference now between the two, like hear a bit from them, like see a few things. But yeah, I don't know.
We still got time.
We do, but not
Still got
all
time.
that much.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. 6 weeks fly by, bro. But
It's a busy December, hey?
hopefully.
You have the International Pro on the 30th and the 1st.
Oh yeah.
Jiu Jitsu. Winners get entries into Abu Dhabi World Pro Jiu Jitsu Championships.
Oh.
Next weekend is Brave. Following weekend is EFC. And then we all go on holiday. South African holiday.
I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna get first for that last.
We're not gonna.
Just
We're gonna
You're gonna
use
get first.
all
So
on
it's
holiday.
either 62 or 69. So either I'm having a terrible November.
Are you going to do the gi one?
Yeah, why not? I'll dabble. Oh, well, our leg locks.
Obviously not, bro. It's conventional rule sets. I think you'll. I don't know. I think straight
Straight
ankle lock.
ankle locks, yeah,
And
probably.
no to holds.
I think at purple belt you can introduce toe holds.
Maybe you can get a.
Yeah. I can't.
Then I think there's the 8-man invitational, no gi. That'll probably happen the week before.
Yeah, I needed to win that gold rash.
8-man Nogi
Hopefully
Invitational.
cracking him out to that.
What's that?
No, I needed to win the gold rash fest.
Submission
That's
Quest
the
is doing an 8-man invitational.
Yes.
Eight guys under 75, 8 guys over 75.
thing. Yeah.
Are they gonna do ladies?
Is over 75 just open ended?
Yeah.
So if I could go enter and be 130
No, it's an
kilos.
Yeah.
invitational.
It's invitational though.
Okay, yeah. So you're controlling it.
Mm.
You know what I'm dying to see here is a proper quintet setup, bro.
Yeah, there were some talks. Yeah, it looks like it.
Like a 4-way quintet. The problem is that it's so Gracie Barr heavy. You know what I mean? Like if you had to choose 4 teams to battle it out.
Who would you choose?
Like I'm saying, if off the top of my head, what would make the most sense in terms of jiu-jitsu gyms to compete? You've got to go Ilovo, Sunning Hill, East Rand, BJJ.
Do you have to do it like that, or could you go?
No, I'm just saying the four teams that would enter from Joburg. Let's say Joburg.
So I mean, like, could you not just go Coach Kwan, and then within that organization they have, and then you got obviously the Gracie Baja system that's done by Valhalla. They've got a couple of gyms that affiliate with them. Then you got Henzo Gracie, Cape Town, and the gyms affiliate with them, and then Carlson Gracie Durban, the
Yeah.
gyms affiliate with them.
That would be epic. That
Yeah.
would be insanely epic because that's like a national competition.
I
Right.
think Jiu Jitsu Brotherhood's got a few gyms as well that affiliate with
Yeah.
them.
There is, yeah. The problem with that is logistics. Is it gonna be big enough to bring teams down here? or you're going to cover that in the cost kind of thing?
Well, jiu-jitsu teams generally travel. They pay for themselves to travel anyway.
I'd love to see that personally.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like but here's my rule set for that. So obviously a set weight, like a total amount of weight. So you got, I think I tried it as an experiment, checked it out. Like I seem to remember maybe like 380 kilos or something between 5 dudes. So you make it up as you want. You can go like all one weight, you can go smaller, bigger, kind of like match it out or whatever. No professionals, firstly, for the jiu-jitsu side. So no professional MMA athletes, just strictly jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Because there's a guy that's say working a mad job that can't kind of I understand, but I would just say either all like high level or professionals or a bit of mix. So in my head, I would dig to you have to have say like 1 blue belt in your team, no black belts. So you can go blue to brown, and you have to have 1 blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, my only problem with that is that there's blues and there's blues and there's purples and there's purples.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Like I say, you appoint team captains or team managers.
Yeah.
The head coach. You're a head. Let's say, Coach Kwan, Rich, you're the head coach. Then we say Valhalla, Shankar, you're the head coach. Kurt, you're the head coach for Hensa Gracie. Dave, you're the head coach for. Pick your 5 guys that must make this weight category.
Yeah.
And then either like everyone has to be under 80, or like you're suggesting like 350 kilograms between 5 guys.
Yeah.
And then they put their team together, and then their drafts shouldn't be public. So it'll be like, okay, our first guy is X.
Yeah.
And the other coach is like, our first guy is X, but they don't know who the first
it
guys are.
only like you've got to like walk out like flying ducks, like quack quack.
Yeah, well,
You know
they'll
what I'm saying?
they'll
in your formation ready to fucking roll, so you don't know what you're gonna get. That'd be sick.
and then you just keep going, and then
Maybe we shouldn't have spoken about this publicly.
But yeah, I think that'd be amazing. Actually.
That'd be super sick, because they tried to do that at the Combat Week last year
Yeah,
for Brave, which was a complete disaster.
the problem is
But they're so cucked because, you know, like some of the thoughts I had this weekend while I was sucking FOMO while you guys were in Durban rolling. It was like when I see a good comp, I get quite excited. And I was thinking about this hole that's been left by SABJJF. And then I came to the realization that the hole that it left is kind of moving past us now. And we're starting to get this resurge in like modern day competition, like modern day jiu-jitsu competition, which is cool. We're maybe not seeing the numbers just yet. I want to see someone have the balls to do it, and I would love to, in fact, to do like a full spectrum, like a ADCC, for example, style setup. Halfway in between, have a super fight, and at the end have another super fight. Maybe add in a quintet style, the next one with a super fight, then like an invitational, which is really cool. Like just starting to have fun with it, you know what I'm saying, and getting people excited about it. The big problem we face here is that most of the existing black belts don't want to compete, so people never get to see that highest end of jiu-jitsu competition. We've got a lot of good brown belts, and I think when those, like your sort of generation of brown belts, become black belts and carry on competing, I think that's when I think our jiu-jitsu competition is really going to turn. You know, does that make sense?
100%. I think currently the situation, and I feel sorry for the guys that prefer gi, is that SABJJF left a massive hole in the gi industry, because now I think besides International Pro, there hasn't really been anything this year, but besides the previous International Pro that was held in March. So it's like gi has definitely taken a hard knock by not having an outlet and a federation, but the no-gi environment's definitely picked up drastically. You know, there's a whole bunch of no-gi tournaments.
But that's the modern trend, though, don't you think?
Yeah, and I mean, it's also, but the problem is that lots of people prefer gi or they prefer no-gi. I prefer no-gi, and I prefer like submission-only rule sets, right? I think that like suits my style of jiu-jitsu, and that's where I do the best, right? But like there's some guys that don't like submission-only, they like points-based, right? And then they obviously the ADCC is a good outlet for them. Yeah. But then there's some guys that like gi, like more conventional gi rule sets, like IBJJF and so forth. But there's only literally been like one good one this year so far.
Don't you think? I think like watching the international scene. Don't you think that the more no gi there is, eventually guys actually turn back to gi. I know, like, I'm like it with my jiu-jitsu personally. If I've spent a lot of time in no gi and I'm like, yes, I actually quite miss the gi, you know what I mean? And you go back to focusing on your gi a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Don't you think that, like, this constant influx of no gi is going to actually lead to more gi tournaments?
I don't know, hey? It's a good question. Like for us, like a good 80% of our training is in the gi.
Yeah.
But like 100% of our competition's in no gi.
Yeah.
Which is like a peculiar situation, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just hope someone, you know, like we've got a couple of guys that are like stepping up and saying we'll run these no gi events. I hope someone, like I'm not passionate enough about gi tournaments.
Yeah, sure.
Because I find like there's a lot of negative grappling in gi, right?
Yeah.
They score their points and then it's like this negative grappling. Whereas these with like submission only, it's like there's a push to always go
Yeah.
for the submission, which is why
Make
I
it
favor that
exciting,
and
yeah.
I support those events. But there is definitely a place for gi events and points only events and whatever. But we just need to find someone that's passionate about it enough to like get it running, you know. South Africa needs a jiu-jitsu federation. We don't have a jiu-jitsu federation that like drives all of this. So I mean, James started it with the help of a whole bunch of other guys, and it was good for a while.
Don't you dare, he had no help.
And it got to a decent point at one stage, but now with it not really happening anymore, like there's just this massive gap. And like I'd love to see someone like Kurt. I mean, Kurt's done such a good job with the ADCC and the UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation. I'd love to see someone like Kurt or them like step up and actually formalize a federation, and like delegate like the actual running of these events to some other passionate individuals that want to run these events. I know Zero Jitsu is very keen. I know the mats is a problem because we don't really have a lot of portable mats, so I don't know what the solution is, but I'd love to see someone just step up and do it, you know?
Oh, you got Kurt in Cape Town and
Don't
Zero Jitsu here and Will and all of them in Durban. So the people,
It's a good start.
there's enough keen people, you know, put it all together.
Who ran PE's ADCC? Was it Kurt just going there with
I
mats?
think so.
Or was
I
it like
think so.
Chris and his team that kind of like facilitated it?
I'm not too sure. I'd be lying if I told you.
You see, you need someone to invest in
But
mats.
like, dude, you know
and
it's
then they
so
just get
frustrating.
transported.
Like the mat thing frustrates me. It's like saying I can't study because I don't have paper. It seems like such a stupid thing. You know what I mean? Like, surely we could figure out mats. I mean, Kurt's associated with Fuji mats. Am I right?
Yeah.
They've got rollout mats. Surely they could like make some sort of.
I think it's a difficult investment if it's one person investing in it. You know, you need either a company to come and invest in it and purchase the mats, or you need like a consortium of people that will say, okay, we're going to invest in this, and then over like a certain period of time, it'll get paid back to them, and then the federation owns the mats. So I don't know what the solution is, but the mats is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And you can't have these shitty like puzzle mats you put down. I mean, you could roll on them, but it really like people when they set up in Mall of Africa for the ADCC, it was epic. It was beautiful mats, beautiful setup, beautiful environment. Everyone was pumped. It was like this, everything was like really well done. You know, it feels like you're going back to the early 2000s where all the events were on like shitty mats.
I hear you.
I don't know.
I hear you.
The bottom line is you need passionate individuals that will step up and take the reins and push forward in it. I don't feel strong enough about gi jiu-jitsu tournaments to like do it.
So you just.
But
checking
I will
yourself out.
support those events. You know.
What do you think about all these amateur events starting with a grappling tournament?
I think it's right.
It's a good idea provided it's run well. Like I've been to a couple where
Some of them
the
look
guys,
shoddy, dude.
Yeah, they look like the.
It's like an
I don't know if
afterthought.
You don't get the vibe that the people even running it don't quite understand jiu-jitsu very well, and you're just like.
It just looks a bit
doesn't
shoddy.
feel very safe.
Look,
Yeah,
Victor
I
seemed
hear
to
you.
like be giving it a good run.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen the quality of the mats or anything, but I mean they got like rankings.
Yeah.
And that looks like a little bit of effort. But like I don't know. I've never been to one of those events. I think they got one this weekend actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raymond fighting for the title.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Raymond de Cut.
Yeah. Time to get his first belt. About time, man.
Who's he
Guy's been
fighting?
going forever.
Mickey Klutter, I think the guy's name is.
Yeah. Let's have a
Is
look.
he
Alpha MMA coming up this weekend. Check it out.
Is the Mickey Klutter guy any good? Like, is he? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. I don't know too much
I'd like
about
to see a
him.
Tapology page on him.
I think that's a bit of a tall ask, boy.
Well, he must have had some fights at Alpha. He must have had some fights at Alpha to get up to the title fight.
Sure.
Just want to see who he's beaten or.
I like what
lost to-
Dwayne Meredith is doing here.
Yeah, he's running a quality amateur
And I
promotion,
dig
yeah.
what they do. Him and that. I think he's like the ring announcer or whoever he is, and they sit and like recap what happened, and they do like videos and they're interacting.
Smith
which is pretty cool.
Stain is that's a decent fight to bad.
The
there.
Marlboro.
The
That was
Marlboro.
scary. I cornered a guy. I cornered someone when he fought Smith Stain.
Keep going.
We
Bro.
watched Smith Stain knock him.
Check it out, bro. It looks like a Madiba clone. Hey, didn't you think it was Tumi Madiba for a second?
With a tattoo on the
Yeah.
chest.
There's too many fighting amateurs to get more points.
yeah. It looks like him, eh?
Yeah, I like that little thing you're talking about where they like preview the card
Yeah,
and
yeah,
chat
it's
about
cool.
it.
It's
And
very cool. It's very
Where's
cool.
this flipping fight here? What's going on?
Bro, it was
Because it was
just go back. There we go.
There
Mickey
we go.
Klutter. Yeah, I was right. Ha.
Mickey-
Interesting.
Mickey Klutter MMA.
Page, please.
There we go.
The mouse.
That's an interesting nickname.
It's like
Yes, dude,
what was that? What is
Hell monkey.
Hell Monkey? Wait to space.
Where did that come from?
Dude, we.
It's on his Tapology page.
Yes,
Someone hacked
how's
his
my
page.
boy's profile?
And it's on the screen. Yes.
What is going
Is this-
on there, Mickey Klutter?
Is this Tapology or Tinder?
Okay, so where's he from?
That's
CJ
legendary. dude.
Potchefstroom. Is that where Francois Meyer's from? No, Ruben. Ruben's from there.
Yeah, Ruben.
Raymond. He's on a
Cancer.
bit of a 2-fight win streak. Sia Bonga Zulu. Palani Shabalala.
We lost to our boy Hell Monkey over here.
Wade Kaspai.
Lecture. He lost to Lecture.
Lecture in
Just click on
Yes.
Sia Bonga
Given
Zulu. there, bro.
Motibe.
I want to see which Zulu that is. No,
Oh,
boy.
that wrong
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
sorry.
Yes, dude. I love a Tapology
Sean
profile
Hubert.
pic.
I know Sean Hubert.
Gert Johannes. What?
Wait, scroll up. Why is it 1, 2,
No
3?
tangle.
3 wins.
Not Nagel.
Scroll up. Scroll up to the other ones. 4, 5. So 5 and 4. Okay. Did you notice? I mean, I sent you that message, but I mean, there was a couple of EFC fighters on
Oh no. I don't know
PFC.
that, please. Yeah. That's also coming up this weekend. If you're in Cape Town.
But I mean, like Tommy
Schrader,
must still be in contract.
Yeah, it's probably just like a one-off thing, I guess.
Like
Like UFC just.
I know he's having a K. I know it's like a
he's a K1
kickboxing.
fight. Yeah. Try pull up that PFC card if you can find it, boy. I think Facebook would be your best bet. Just-
Don't go down that road, Rock. I know what you're about to say.
Just
He
yeah,
doesn't say anything about anybody.
boy, you can't escape now because you're controlling the screen. There's a mic in front of you.
Where am I going today?
One day we're gonna have like just a little extra camera there, just catching Rock.
Otherwise, just check out my boy
there we go.
Julian Kivitz.
Did
He
they
would've
use
posted.
the EFC font?
Hmm.
A little bit, eh?
So they
Not
use
gonna say.
they
who.
use the EFC hexagon, EFC font, and the EFC fighters.
That looks. Wait, that looks like. Okay.
in red. It's the EFC in red, basically.
It's like when they brought the iPhone out in red. It's the EFC, but now in red.
Okay, let's go down a bit. Ooh, there's a promo video.
Oh yeah.
I'm scared to watch that, if I'm honest.
Here we
Oh, they
go.
click on it, click on it.
Proper. This is made
Patrick
with
the
that.
Immortal and
This is
Bowie.
this is made with that GoPro app. Oh no, I'm wrong. I do apologize, PFC.
This October, PFC 14 music. The reigning, defending featherweight champion, Patrick Repulic, facing his biggest challenge yet.
For sure, make it full screen, bro.
He takes on the reigning lightweight champion, Raymond Shaw, for the PFC featherweight title.
Oh, this dude's going down.
Well, you don't want to catch those hands.
Oh, is this an MMA fight? I was trying to figure out what fight it was. They're obviously like a PFC setup where they're training. Listen, dude.
It's not bad for a
Fuck.
for a
Definitely
like a regional
nothing,
promotion. bro.
Definitely nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Respect. Sure. Not what I expected. Oh God, what's that? What, like Wayne's or something? These boys are not messing around, eh?
Hmm.
Oh, it's 25 minutes.
What is going on there? Hi. For sure, put this on, dude. What is going on?
Win
For
tickets
sure.
to PFC Promotions Fight Night.
Guys, this is 25 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't watch that.
I'm definitely not watching this for 25 minutes. But that looks very cool if someone has
Yeah,
25 minutes. Here we go. Click on the first picture, though, boy. Don't start in the middle.
Okay, so Tommy.
You told me to go back.
Okay, so these are the MMA bouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like the main event has changed.
Mark's wife is fighting. Jess.
Yeah, Jess. Okay.
There's
Andrews.
Jan Hendrik. Bottom right. Prelim bouts. Yeah, I don't. Oh, block.
Yeah, blocks on there. Dude, you know,
Pro fight.
Yeah.
So he must be out
Must
of
be.
contract.
we haven't seen him in the EFC in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Who did he lose to in the UFC last? Is it wasn't Martin, was it?
Yeah, I think you might be right, actually. I think you might be right. Cool. Let's click on to the next one. Nothing too exciting there.
So
Yamji
that's
versus
given
Van
Majuba,
Heerden.
eh?
Yes, it is.
Nico Yamji, Tommy Shaw. I'm sure all three of those guys are in contract.
So these are all K1, bro. Nico Yamji, Donnie Van Heerden, Given Majuba, Tommy Stradum.
I'm sure the EFC contract doesn't exclude you from K1 bouts.
No, but I think they can give you the clearance to do it. They've just got to give it to you, which I'm sure they did. Donnie Van Heerden.
Because let's be honest, Tommy Stradum's walkout with that shirt was epic, bro.
Oh,
Dude.
I actually wanted to almost order one of those.
I
It's
can't-
all South
multi-
African,
it's so
bro.
multi-
Bro, I love it when Oaks like own
their heritage.
their heritage like that. That was
epic.
flipping cool.
You know how, guys, hang on. You know how this conversation ends? This one
How?
that we're having. It ends with us watching Bruno Makulu's song that he sings
No,
on YouTube again.
No, please don't. Please don't.
there's a
Please
difference between.
Oh, Bruno Makulu was making statements that he's
Yeah.
making a comeback.
In the UFC, bro. Straight to the UFC.
Yeah. Sorry.
He wants to
Hashtag
fight
UFC.
Drickus again.
Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah. That's quite a cool mix-up that they've done there. So they've got like,
Yeah, I
what,
like it.
MMA, K1, and boxing. It just
Do you remember
when I look at that, I'm like, I'm gonna be here all day,
That's a lot of fights, eh?
all day.
That is a lot.
How
of
many
fights.
hours?
Yo.
Good luck to Julian Kivitz covering that. You're gonna be there, my boy. Hope you pack the scuffed in.
Yeah. So, Ray's fighting.
Cool.
Yeah.
First
Awesome.
belt.
Very
Let's
nice.
have a look. I just want to look at block last two.
Just to see he's a beast as well, eh?
Conrad.
Conrad. Oh, you were
That's
far
a
off.
tough last three fights there.
Conrad
Yes,
Martin
dude.
Pupanga. Mark Hume.
He's got a win over.
Luke Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Luke's welterweight loss.
At EFC 45 in 2015. Where to for Luke Michaels, do you think?
Back to lightweight, bro.
To face who?
I don't know, but I mean, he had some momentum at lightweight at least.
What if he had to fight?
Don't dare say run it back.
What if he had to fight Rudy Ritz at lightweight?
Sure.
But Rudy's even spoken about going to bantamweight before. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Bantamweight.
Yeah, after that one, there was a post-fight interview after he beat.
Yeah, I think
bantamweight seems like a bad idea.
I think he could fight
That's
at bantamweight.
You reckon?
Because he was a lightweight as an amateur, hey? Which rule of thumb is you actually a featherweight. And he's not the biggest featherweight. I don't mind you, Rudy's quite tall actually, eh?
Bro,
Dude, look at Cole Eleanor, bro.
I have like half the muscle mass Rudy has, and I'm like on death's door at bantamweight, bro. Like literally,
So
Like-
you're talking about coming back.
Never, never coming back. I'm on like death's door at bantamweight. I don't see how Rudy would even cope at bantamweight. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, but that seems crazy, bro.
Yeah. If you're gonna be negative about it, then
I just dig that that like wrestling grappling approach, like two styles, like Rudy with a heavy wrestle against like a good grappler.
or
I say good grappler loosely.
good way to cement Luke's. If he wants to quickly cement himself in the lightweight division, call out a lane.
I don't think anyone on this planet wants to call out a lane.
We'll give a free.
I think Elaine put his hand up. He's like, "I'll fight for the title," and Joe's like, "Sweet, I am going to Ryzen."
Yeah, and Joe was like, I see Timber Garimbo just won. I think I'll take that fight.
I'll go up.
Yeah.
To what?
That's one thing you never hear in the African atmosphere is, I want to fight Elaine Lunga.
Yeah.
You just don't hear that, dude. It's so horrible,
I
bro.
don't, yeah.
Like, then just give him the title. Just be like, well, look, sorry, no one wants to fight. Just
Okay.
a title.
Well,
Hopefully
how
you
about we
can-
do this? We'll give whoever calls out Elena Lunga a free MMA Republic T-shirt.
Now
Can
that's an
I
incentive.
get one of those MMA Republic
Now
T-shirts?
that's an incentive, bro.
Yeah. I don't see anyone
And
calling
they
for
can
that.
come on the podcast.
Damn straight. Maximum exposure, dude.
Yeah, someone hacked this guy's page and renamed him Hell Monkey.
Oh my goodness.
We're like, where does Hell Monkey come from? He's like, I have no idea.
I was like, okay, bro.
Well, now it's stuck.
Hell
Do
monkey.
you know who he's fighting?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
That's
No, I really don't.
I
I was trying to figure out who you were asking, and I was like, "Oh, we're looking at Hell Monkey." No, I don't know who he's fighting. I just always like, he's a bantamweight, eh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is flyweight not happening anymore? Is that
Doesn't
done?
seem like it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it
flowers,
makes
the
you know
flowers.
what, it really does make sense if you want to cut down the roster a little bit, like rein everything in, like
Yeah.
make one ladies weight division.
So you got to feel for all the. What's his name? I've gone blank. The EFC flyweight champ.
Jake Hadley.
Yeah, sorry, Jake Hadley. Like, yeah, flyweight division's dying here. Bellator wasn't one and done because they don't have a flyweight division.
Yeah.
Where does he go? Goes on the juice.
Do you remember
boy.
Do you remember when in MMA, like, commonly the lowest weight division was lightweight?
Yeah.
There was like, and then everyone like opened up featherweights, and everyone was like, "Wow,
This is
finally!"
mind-boggling.
And then it was like, "Okay, he has bantamweight. Okay, he has flyweight."
And those are some of the most exciting divisions.
Yeah,
Featherweight,
definitely.
Do,
Right.
do any of you dudes ever like tune into that Free Track Diaries?
Yeah.
Did you watch the one with Rumble Johnson, who
No.
pretty much openly admitted that he just took some time off and was just banging the juice?
Is
He was a
it?
full-on bodybuilder, dude. And now they want to let that animal back into the UFC.
Yeah, I was watching him hit pads the other day.
Dude,
It's definitely taken a toll on
like
his-
laborious, yeah.
Yeah.
But you just don't get hit by that, I don't reckon.
What was the whole
yeah,
thing with
for
him being like security at those bare knuckle?
Bro, he was just, like, everyone was so, like, freaked out. He was just, like, a brand ambassador. He was just there.
But he stood there like security.
Yeah, but it was, I think they probably just, like, said to him, I think things are going to get crazy here. If you wouldn't mind, we have nobody else capable. Rumble's redemption. Yes,
He also had like the
beast, dude.
worst pro grappling debut in history against Craig Jones.
Yes, that was over quickly, eh?
So, like, what are you thinking?
Dude, he's
So I'm
an
trying to
animal.
find that.
I'm
video
sure
of
I
him.
saw the
There,
other
there,
day
there,
that yeah, doesn't look like the Rumble that was fought for the light heavyweight division.
Dude. That's probably why I wants to fight at light heavyweight, though.
Well, he wants to fight at light heavyweight.
No, at heavyweight. I didn't realize how tall he was till I saw him next to Brendan Sharp. Is that Vitor? It is too, eh?
Is it?
Yeah.
Back
Is that
on-
Vitor?
back on
Vitor's
that-
in
With Henry Hooft.
Vitor's in 1FC.
1FC, yeah. Yeah, that is Vitor.
Oh, that looks like TRT Vitor.
Yeah, he's making
Oh,
a comeback.
100% TRT Vitor, bro.
Oh. One, I love you.
Yeah. Thank you, one. Thank you. For sure, sign Rumble. There's online saying.
How good is that guy?
Dude.
My
That's
goodness.
that dude's going to become like a Ben Askren kind of scenario where you're just desperately hoping to see him in the UFC. We have to see that dude in the UFC, dude.
He's
I could watch Rumble hit pads all day, boy.
his contract with one must be fat at this
Oh,
stage.
dude.
When do you think?
But you might
when do you
also
think we'll
find-
sing BK at one?
Probably in the new year, I'd guess.
I hope so. I wonder where
Ooh.
we're gonna see JP. Like I wonder
There's
like,
also
where he's gonna go.
talk of. I don't know if I can really say. I shouldn't really say.
Who
it,
cares?
But
Just say it.
I think there's a bit of talk about Lutando Biko fighting in Pancrase as well.
Oh, I did hear something about that.
Good for him.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
But a one and done, I would guess, and come back to the UFC. Well, that being said, like, I wonder what happens. Say he goes to Pancrase, because obviously Pancrase is just a feeder to ONE FC. That's what, it's just like a showcase.
It's even
you know what I
it's
mean?
even like
Yeah,
endorsed and
sponsored,
sponsored by ONE FC.
And then shown on Fight Pass.
Yeah,
How weird is that?
yeah, it is peculiar.
So you watch Pancrase on Fight Pass, and all the branding is ONE FC.
Yeah,
But yeah, if he gets lapped up by ONE FC. But I think ONE FC to go, and if you want to get into ONE FC,
well, it's not even ONE FC anymore, right? It's like one championship.
one championship, you and like that sort of fight style, you got to be like BK. You got to be a showman. That's what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? That market, I think, is completely different to what we.
Well, they
We
promote
know.
that whole different. Promote that whole martial art versus martial art thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They like to like karate fighter versus jiu-jitsu practitioner.
I hope Lutana does exceptionally well there.
Yeah, dude.
That'll
I
be
would
awesome. for him.
I would also love to see one championship come to South Africa.
Like on a side note though, like the Japanese have a long history of liking African fighters.
Yeah,
though.
sure. Especially someone like BK, he's like the perfect fit
Yeah.
for the Japanese market. Perfect fit. And I
I
think he'll
think-
do well in Asia, dude, to be honest.
I think Lutanda's also a great fit though.
Yeah. No, definitely. Who's the flyweight champ at ONE FC?
Wasn't it Bibiano Fernandez? Oh, that's bantamweight. Flyweight is Adriano Moraes. Not for very long. though.
Bantamweight.
Not for very long when your
bantamweight Muay
Can you
Thai.
imagine
when your
you just
Grand
check-
Prix champion is Demetrius Johnson.
Imagine
Yeah.
checking him coming up the ranks, and you know your day's getting closer. You can't go anywhere.
Okay, it's time for you, Dimitri. Oh, my hamstring
Oh,
is just
look at
killing
that.
me.
I'll fight the lane.
Oh, look
I'll
at
fight
that.
the
It's,
lane.
yeah.
Guys, I
It's
don't know
jungle.
if I can make flyweights anymore.
Jungle FC's calling. I'm out of here. See ya. I like ONE FC though, bro.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
They're throwing some serious.
Who's the
dollars.
flyweight Muay Thai champion? Just say that name for me there, boy.
Wow.
Rodtang Jitmong.
Jitmong Nong.
How's this cat's haircut? Jesus.
Scroll down. There should
My
be.
man.
Have they got our Italian stallion on here?
Chiara Penko.
No, man. No.
She signed Bellator. So
The kickboxing Georgia Petrosian. Is he on here? He just won the title, didn't he?
then
Oh,
won-
it's just the
he
Grand
won
Prix.
the Grand Prix, yeah.
Just the Grand Prix.
There's a mistake there, Goda. Didn't Ong Lang Sang fight Brandon Vera at heavyweight?
No, light heavyweight.
Ah,
Brandon Vera was dropping.
I see.
Ong Sang should go fight him at heavy now. Be the first triple C.
Triple C?
Because I mean, he like dealt Brandon
Yeah, but
Vera.
imagine like you could just do that because like you fought the exact same dude, so you could just doesn't matter. You know the weight and
And
stuff.
then after
Yeah.
that drop to Walter.
That looks thick, eh?
Somewhere we got to draw the line, eh, boy.
Yeah.
Somewhere we got to draw the line.
Who's the welterweight? Sebastian Kadestam, the Bandit.
That sounds Kadestam sounds like something you take for an injury.
For an injury, like Kadestam.
Take 2 Kadestams. Call me in the morning.
That region seal is also flipping crazy good, bro.
All athletes.
Oh, do you think
boy,
they
you
got?
could be a
Do you think our boys on here?
who? Utando.
BK. He signed.
I mean BK.
Sang Chai Muay Thai.
Try just
No,
search, bro.
Yeah, they just put all the athletes into one group.
Yeah.
Masanyani. I hate the new UFC website. When you try and find
It's
an athlete
weird,
on the
eh?
new UFC website, it's so difficult.
Go
bro.
BK, bro. Also, I find, to be honest, like, besides the UFC, a lot of MMA promotions slack off on their website.
Probably fine. I'll
updating.
put him up once he gets a signing.
Yeah.
Their photos look so cool.
Oh, I wonder how much it is to like hit a Singapore event.
I think Singapore itself is expensive, but I think getting there and stuff is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Be cool. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Would be cool to do like a checklist, like one FC. So I've done a UFC, do like a Bellator, one FC,
Brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool. I know.
The
There's-
PFL looks like it's getting some serious traction now.
Yeah,
as well.
PFL. I've there's offers for me on the table to go to Bellator. It's just always getting there, dude.
Yeah. Pricey.
Yeah.
But if you do a London one, it's the cheapest
Yeah.
option.
Yeah. Well, this one's for Dublin. Would be sick. PFL. There's some of the dudes are looking thick in PFL.
Yeah.
Testing's a bit loose. There's no golden snitch there,
Very
dog.
loose. Very loose.
Some of these boys are looking.
That oak that was on the
jacked.
screen now, he's
Yeah.
from Mike. What's that guy? Mike Perry's gym.
Yes.
And if you see his UFC photos and you look at these photos, you're like,
it's you see him in the one. Is it Anatomy of a Fighter? There's an
Yeah.
episode where they go there. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
his
Look.
wife's also just got a
I
shot
think
in the
they
UFC.
they call that a juice tan. That's happening. in this, yeah.
It's just whey protein and chicken breasts.
He's on the Arnie diet.
Yeah, boy. He's definitely not vegan. I'll tell you.
Have you
that
ever gone to
much.
Doppia and they're like the Arnie special and it's like 2 chicken breasts and whatever and you're like, that wasn't the Arnie special.
That's Arnie's snack, boy.
Yeah.
Right before he injects the juice. How dare you? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it, boys.
That's it, China.
Fantastic. Broad spectrum of things there.
Website's just not loading yet.
Mandalay Bay. What are you trying to load here, dude?
I don't know.
What I did hear is that it sounds like Brave is coming December. They've moved the week forward.
1 week.
7th of December? Sibaya? That's what I'm hearing. I haven't seen anything official from them yet.
Are they going to go into that temporary like marquee arena thing that
Not
the UFC
sure.
went into?
I'm not too sure.
That thing was cool, bro. I enjoyed that. 2,000 seats or whatever, but it was nice and intimate and it was good. Like it felt busy, like instantly.
When you say intimate, automatically I picture like there's candles and
Feels like that.
folks are holding hands. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. Be interesting to see. Hopefully they build a nice card.
Like I think they learned their lesson from Sun City.
Yeah.
Don't.
I think we're gonna see a way better outfit this time.
Yeah.
We're gonna run a Yusuf that's for free.
Oh, that belt.
Didn't they announced the last people because Fedor's brother had hip. So
Apparently
he had
so.
to go. I think it was on the Instagram they announced the final 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Media accreditation.
So is that going to be like one event that
What?
they're going to start it at? Like round 1, all these are going to fight at an event
I think
for that absolute championship or whatever.
I think so. I mean, it's the least you can do for 6.2 kilos of gold.
So it's 6.2 kilos of gold belt and then $100,000.
What
Not
is
bad.
6.2 kilos of gold worth, you reckon? Like
What's
an
a fine
ounce,
ounce?
a fine ounce of gold is like $1,000, isn't it? How many ounces in a kilogram?
Gold fine ounce.
This podcast has taken a turn, and as you
$47,000 per kilo.
per kilo,
47,000.
Jeepers, bro. So what's
So
47,000
like just under
times
300K for that belt.
six?
So you're looking at like 5 million rand almost.
Jeepers.
Belts. The UFC belt's what, $50,000?
Yeah, but now you're not going to get new belts all the time. They're just going to give you a ruby when you
But
win.
how come Israel got 2 belts?
I think because they're clearing out all the old belts. So if you fought, like,
He's
I
got
think
2 new belts.
yeah, but I think if you fought for like an interim title, they gave you the belt, but then it's done. You don't get
Oh,
another
because it
belt
says
again.
interim
Yeah.
champion on it.
So now they just put rubies on the
I
thing.
prefer the belt thing. I think just keep giving
But I
belts.
think it probably cost them less as well to keep buying belts and like.
Do you
Because
think it's about
the
money?
UFC, I don't know if people know this. Like, I don't know. Sorry, fuck. You'd think I'd learn. I don't think people realize like UFC. Every time you defend your title, they give you another belt
Yeah.
as well.
Like, the rule is you bring your belt to the arena and they'll give you a
Yeah.
new belt if you
Yeah.
win.
That's pretty cool.
That
Doesn't
is
seem
pretty
like
cool.
a sustainable business model. Though.
I mean, it's worked for 240 something events.
Times are changing, boy. Yeah, sweet, cool lads.
Here's Sean. Have
Nice
a good
one.
one.
Chat to you guys. Hopefully, got some cool interviews coming soon, and hope you enjoyed the new setup.
Yeah.
Hope they don't kick us off YouTube.
Shouldn't.
Peace.